Senta. 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 How training your dog can teach you about feedback. Stay with me to find out. In the previous week, Humberto Rocha made us think about one of the lean wastes, the inappropriate use of people's intellectual capacity. Great benefits can be obtained by allocating people correctly, making the most of their skills. In today's video, the idea is to bring a very important subject within leadership: feedback. Feedback is essential for the evolution and growth of teams and the improvements of an employee. For example, feedback by definition is a reaction to something, someone's behavior or performance. Feedback is widely used as a tool to manage people, make them improve, and also get from the employees the impressions to the leadership, so leaders can also understand employees' expectations. For better understanding, let's move to some simple examples. Certainly, many of us during our childhood, when we did something wrong, already went through that situation of having that conversation with our parents. Or when we did something positive or had a positive result, we were also recognized in the form of a compliment, for example. An article from an important business and economy magazine from Brazil also brought a reflection about the importance of the feedback, making a parallel with dog training. According to that article, the positive reinforcement helps a lot as it triggers the reward centers within our brain, which lead dogs and us human beings to be willing to make decisions in the sense of that stimulus. In the professional environment, these conversations, these feedbacks must also happen frequently. Similar to parents who care about their children, leaders also are concerned and have responsibility for developing and growing their teams, their employees. Feedbacks are important to give the impression or opinion about an activity or behavior in a given situation. Feedbacks can be positive, negative, or constructive. A positive feedback gives the recognition or reinforces the attitude or performance or behavior of one or more people in a given situation. This type of feedback contributes a lot to the engagement of the team or to the engagement of that specific professional. A negative feedback, unlike the previous case, is that conversation. It should be used to address situations or behaviors that did not meet the expected result or did not occur as expected. It is very, very important to correct the course and also a given situation or behavior. The constructive feedback, we can say that is a mix of these two feedbacks. It recognizes positive points and also encourages improvements in behavior, giving guidance or tips and how to get there. In order for these feedbacks to occur effectively, it is very important to observe some factors. I'm going to list 5 factors to you. Number 1, prepare for the feedback in advance. Have enough information to illustrate the behavior or situation under discussion. Point number 2, use a serene and respectful tone, especially in the negative feedback. Factor number 3, do not wait too long to give a feedback. Do it as soon as possible. If a feedback occurs too long after a situation, details may be lost. Factor number 4, comment about the impression you had on that specific behavior or result. Not always the impression you got is the truth or the perception of everyone else. And point number 5, be open and also willing to receive feedback. These conversations are always a two-way conversation, right? Many people mix feedback with performance evaluation. This one is also very critical, very important, and it's also a moment for feedback. However, it must be structured in a more complex and complete way. Feedback should be as immediate as possible when there is a situation or a behavior. An important point is also to keep in mind that the feedback may be different depending on the culture of the interlocutor or the company you're in. So be prepared in this sense as well. Some may be more straight to the point, and this may seem harder, while others may be less direct, perhaps not being clear and objective enough. Receive and give feedback as a gift. After all, it is a sign of someone who shows genuine interest in people and is looking for evolution and learning. How are your feedbacks? Do you use this tool often? If not, why don't you start to harvest its benefits? Next week, more leadership content made just for you. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with your colleagues and friends. See you next week.